The galaxy was quiet, too quiet. No trade ships, no messages, no signs of life between the stars. Every human colony that once shined bright was now dark, taken by alien forces that ruled the void. Only one small outpost remained, orbiting a dying blue planet at the edge of known space. Inside, a few human officers watched their scanners, hoping for a miracle. Lieutenant Kara leaned forward, staring at the radar screen. "Commander, I'm getting something," she said softly. The signal was faint at first, just a distant pulse like a heartbeat echoing through the dark. The commander frowned. "Another alien probe?" he asked. But the signal was growing stronger. Too strong, too steady. Outside, the stars began to shift. A shadow passed across the outpost, enormous, silent, and unlike anything they had seen before. Lights flickered across its hull, blue and gold like the colors of old Earth's navy. The crew froze. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then the computer spoke in a calm, metallic voice. Identification confirmed. Human fleet signature detected. Kara's hands trembled. "That's impossible," she whispered. "They were lost decades ago." Suddenly more signals appeared, hundreds of them, forming behind the first massive ship. Giant warships, carriers, and cruisers emerging from hyperspace one after another, the void filled with their engines' glow. Across the galaxy, alien sensors picked up the same readings. Panic spread through their command centers. The invincible alien empire that had silenced humanity now faced something it did not expect: the return of the human fleet. As the first ship's guns powered up, the stars seemed to hold their breath. The silent sky was about to roar again. The silence of space broke with a deep, rolling hum as the fleet spread out across the stars. Ship after ship took formation. Long gray hulls scarred from old wars, glowing engines cutting through the darkness. At the center of it all stood the Invictus, the flagship of the human fleet, commanded by Admiral Reyes, a man whose name had become legend and ghost all at once. From his command bridge, Reyes stared at the holographic map of the galaxy. Red marks filled the screen, alien territories, human worlds long lost. He took a slow breath. "After all these years, we finally came back," he murmured. His second-in-command, Captain Juno, spoke quietly. "Sir, the colonies won't believe it. They thought we were dead." Reyes looked toward Earth's distant coordinates hidden beyond the nebula. "Then we'll show them we're not." Across hundreds of alien systems, panic was spreading. Their fleet scrambled, sending alerts through encrypted channels. The alien emperor himself watched from his throne world as the human fleet entered his borders. "They return?" he hissed. Then they returned to die. Back on the Invictus, Admiral Reyes raised his hand. "Transmit to all ships," he ordered. The communication officer nodded. Moments later, a single message echoed across every frequency in the galaxy. Calm, firm, and proud. "This is Admiral Reyes of the human fleet. We do not flee. We do not forget. Humanity never surrenders." The fleet engines roared. Blue light filled the stars as the ships moved toward the Orion sector, where the alien empire had begun its war. The return of steel had begun, and for the first time in a century, hope returned to the hearts of humankind. The Orion sector was once a proud human territory. Now it was a graveyard. Broken stations and burnt colonies floated like ghosts among the stars. As the human fleet entered the region, the sensors lit up with hundreds of enemy signals. The alien warships were already waiting, forming a massive wall of metal and fire. Admiral Reyes stood silent on the bridge of the Invictus. The view ahead was breathtaking, thousands of alien ships glimmering like a deadly constellation. Captain Juno's voice was low. "They're blocking every route, sir." "We're surrounded." Reyes didn't flinch. "Good," he said. "Then they can't run." Tension filled the air. The fleet held position, every gun charged, every pilot ready. The stars seemed frozen in time. The aliens began transmitting their message, a deep mechanical voice echoing through comms. "Human vessels, surrender. You are outnumbered. Resistance means extinction." The bridge fell quiet. Reyes looked up at the dark space beyond the glass and whispered, "Extinction was yesterday." He raised his hand. "All ships, prepare for silent attack formation. No external comms. We strike on my mark." Dozens of smaller human ships spread out, disappearing into the asteroid fields. Their engines went dark, hiding from enemy radars. The alien commanders laughed, believing the humans had lost formation. But in the silence of the void, the humans were aligning their aim. The first blast shook the heavens. The human fleet charged forward like a storm of light and steel. Alien ships tried to regroup, but the human formations were faster, disciplined, deadly, and silent. Every explosion painted the darkness red and gold. The stars themselves seemed to flicker with each blast. Inside the Invictus, Admiral Reyes watched calmly as chaos unfolded on the screens. "Target their flagships," he ordered. "Cut off their command." Squadrons of human fighters darted between alien cruisers, releasing trails of plasma fire. One frigate, Horizon Spear, flew straight into the heart of the enemy line. Its pilot, Commander Leon, sent a short message before impact. "For Earth." The frigate rammed the alien carrier, triggering a chain reaction that tore through the entire battle group. The explosion lit up the Orion sky, brighter than any sun. For a moment, everything stopped. Even the enemy couldn't believe what they were seeing. Captain Juno turned toward the Admiral. "Sir, Horizon Spear is gone." Reyes nodded slowly. "Heroes never vanish, Captain. They become light." But the battle was far from over. More alien reinforcements arrived. Massive dreadnoughts with glowing cores. They unleashed waves of energy that tore through asteroids and shattered shields. Human ships shook under the pressure, hulls cracking, alarms screaming. Still not a single ship retreated. The fleet pressed forward, every shot fueled by vengeance and hope. Reyes activated the shipwide comm. "Hold the line. Every second we stand, humanity breathes again." As another enemy ship exploded into dust, a single truth spread across every frequency. The humans were not just fighting to survive. They were fighting to win. The battle spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Both human and alien ships burned in every corner of the Orion sector. Yet for every human vessel destroyed, 2 alien cruisers followed it into silence. Still, the enemy was endless. New fleets arrived each hour, surrounding the human fleet in a tightening circle of death. On the Invictus, alarms screamed, sparks rained from the ceiling, and smoke filled the bridge. Captain Juno shouted over the noise, "Shields at 20%, Admiral. We can't take another hit." Admiral Reyes stood firm, his voice steady. "We hold," he said. "No retreat. Not now." Across the fleet, pilots and soldiers heard his command. Tired, wounded, and running out of ammunition, but none turned away. From a nearby colony moon, civilians watched the battle through old telescopes, praying in silence. They knew this was humanity's last stand. Then the alien Emperor's command ship entered the field, a monstrous vessel the size of a city, glowing with crimson light. Its voice echoed across every channel. "Humans, your fire ends here." Reyes looked up at the burning sky. "No," he whispered. "It begins here." He ordered all remaining ships into a single line formation around the Invictus. Every cannon charged, every engine flared. The fleet was battered, but their spirit was unbroken. "Transmit this," Reyes said quietly. His final words spread across the stars. "For every world they burned, we will light 10 suns." Then the human fleet advanced, straight into the heart of the alien armada. Explosions rippled across the void, the darkness torn apart by fire and courage. Even facing certain death, humanity refused to bow. In that moment, the universe learned, humans never surrender. The stars burned for hours. The battle became a sea of flame and debris, the soundless chaos of 1,000 ships dying in the dark. Then slowly the light began to fade. One by one, the explosions stopped. The alien fleet was gone. Only fragments of metal drifted across the void, glowing faintly like ashes after a storm. Inside the Invictus, the crew sat in silence. Systems flickered, oxygen levels dropped, but no one moved. They watched the empty space before them, where once an empire had stood. Captain Juno whispered, "It's over. We did it." Admiral Reyes didn't speak at first. He stepped closer to the main window. Beyond the shattered hulls, the first rays of a distant sun touched the ships of the human fleet. Fewer than half had survived, but they were still standing, scarred, silent, unbroken. "All channels," Reyes ordered softly. The communication officer nodded. Reyes spoke, his voice calm and heavy with pride. "To every human world, to every lost colony, we are coming home. The galaxy is free. Humanity stands victorious." Across dozens of systems, the message played. On ruined planets, survivors looked up at the night sky and saw human ships shining like stars. Children pointed and smiled. The long darkness had ended. Far away in the Emperor's empty throne room, a single alien officer listened to the transmission. He bowed his head in silence. Even he knew this was no ordinary victory. Back on the Invictus, Admiral Reyes finally sat down, exhausted. Outside, space was calm again. No sound, no fire, and only peace. The galaxy had fallen silent once more. But this time it was humanity's silence and the silence of triumph. A single light blinked on Reyes's console. The mark. He lowered his hand slowly. Fire.